Welcome to an introduction to accounting, brought to you by Parkbench Tutors and narrated by David Hopcroft. In this short podcast, we are going to look at the fixed asset register, what it is, what its purpose is, and how we make entries to the fixed asset register. So this is the fixed asset register, which represents our podcast for today. Fixed assets. What are fixed assets? Well, the more common term these days is non-current assets. So we're looking at plant, building, equipment, machinery, motor vehicles, things of that nature. And they represent a major investment in most businesses. So the accounting entries will show when the asset was acquired, how it's been depreciated, what happens when it is sold. Of course, there could be several hundred assets in a large company, and the accounting entries would be spaced over many years. So if you tried to trace them from the accounting entries, that would be an almost impossible task. So what we look at is the period called the useful life, and we track the assets or record the assets over that period of their useful life. And we do this through the process of having a fixed asset register. And the register needs to contain certain types of information for every asset that is going to be entered. There must be a description of the asset and some form of identity number. The identity number will either be etched on or will be a tag, but will be permanent and it must be difficult for it to be removed. We also need to know where the asset can be found, in which building, in which room in which building, and so on. We need to know when it was bought, who it was bought from, how much was paid, and the invoice number. And it's also useful to know the depreciation method used and the estimates of the useful life and the residual value of the asset. So that's all the sort of information that we need, so that we can then record each year its accumulated depreciation and the net book value. And then of course when the asset is disposed of, the details relating to the disposal are recorded as well. Here then is a very simplified suggestion for an asset register, where each asset would in fact have a page or a sheet or a card, whatever, showing the purchase date, the item, the number, that's the serial number or the identification number that we've given it, the cost, the amount of accumulated depreciation, and then the date of disposal, the disposal proceeds, and then finally the gain or loss on the sale or disposal of that asset. So we'll work through an example here. A computer was bought by Triffid Design for $4,500, January the 1st, 2000. The computer is given a serial number of 1678. There's a useful life of 5 years, and we have a salvage value of 200, and it's going to be depreciated on a straight line basis. Okay, there's all the information we need for the first entry. Where are we going to start? We make the initial entry for the computer, right? We show its purchase date, we show it's a computer, we show the number that we've given it, the tag that we used to identify it, and we show its cost. So that's our initial entry for the purchase of the computer. At the end of the first year, we then have to calculate the depreciation, which, if it's on a straight line basis, will be 4,500, the cost, minus 200, the salvage value, divided by 5, which is the estimated useful life. And that comes to £860. So every year that we have that asset, for the first 5 years anyway, its useful life, it's going to be depreciated by £860. So at the end of the year, we are going to make another entry into the register. On the 31st of the 12th, 2000, we're going to show accumulated depreciation of £860. And then I just showed that we bring those entries down, ready to start the next year. So the depreciation at the end of year 2, this is going to be exactly the same as year 1, because remember we said we were using straight line depreciation. So 4,500 minus 200 divided by 5 £860. So every year of its useful life we depreciate it by £860. So we need to make that entry into the asset register. So at the end of the second year we are going to show another entry, 31st of the 12th 2001, of depreciation of 860, giving us a total of accumulated depreciation of 1,720. Remember, the historical cost will remain the same, that's not going to alter. But the accumulated depreciation obviously is going to increase year on year. Right, in 2002 we find a better model, so we sell this one, so we sell this computer model, and we sell it in July. And the company has a policy of taking a part year depreciation in the year of purchase and the year of sale. So in the year of sale we're going to take a 6 months depreciation, that's January, February, March, April, May and June. And that amount will be obviously half of the 860, which will be £430. And the computer was sold for £2,000. So let's see where the entries go. First of all, let's record that depreciation, the £430 in the depreciation column. And now let's record the money that we got for it, the disposal proceeds of £2,000. Now if we have a look along this line, the historical cost £4,500 has remained the same. The accumulated depreciation total is £2,050, and the disposal proceeds are £200. Sorry, there's an error there, and that means that our loss on the computer was £450. Right, why do we bother with the fixed assets register? Well, we need to check the entries at least once a year, and we should do this by means of a physical check, and that means we should be able to find the asset in the location specified in the register. This will help us reduce theft. It also means any damage affecting the value will get recorded. These days, of course, this is likely to be done by means of a computerized asset register because there are several advantages. You can store more data very easily. You can enter the data directly at the time of purchase. It's very accessible, and reports can be produced for either individual assets, for a location, or for any type of asset. That ends our broadcast on the fixed asset register, brought to you by Parkbench Tutors, narrated by David Hopcroft. Thank you for watching and for listening. You can find us on Facebook. Just look up Parkbench Tutors. Thank you.